into the lane because of the shortcut. Surprisingly, after all of that, Kelra just didn't panic. He was like, all right, I'll be chill. No one can be able to pick me off here. Good call, but right now, Reggie and Dominic are forcing Brusco to get out of the river and are forcing him to help Kelra in the gold, and it stopped the recall that Sonata from Dominic just now, which means, again, let's say what you want, Dominic has been tremendous so far this series in the laning phase.
Yep, from mid lane, gold lane, Aurora MLBB taking hold of the advantage. They've been performing really exceptionally well up against their opponents. So right now, ONIC Philippines are probably paying a bit more attention towards the gold lane. And fortunately for them, given the shortcuts here provided by Brusco, Kelra could probably be able to join in the team fights early on much more compared to the previous game. And he could potentially get a little bit more gold and farm alongside his teammates. So let's see how they'll surprise Aurora instead, now that it seems like they can play around their positionings and rotations a lot more with this chip.
Honestly, the fear, my fear for ONIC rather is if they be a little bit overzealous and just keep on spamming the shortcut, trying to look for those isolated clashes that they really want and will eventually win. And Aurora, if they play around to perfection, they can just make Brusco non-existent.
Right, so Aurora will be able to get the second turtle here. Get into position first, but Brusco does have that shortcut, but no Onyx are all here.
Okay. US still hasn't popped his Nether Realm. A kick coming on, and here comes Kirk with an AOG, gonna connect onto the back line. Nether Realm has been popped, but King Kong will secure once again the turtle. Edward with the Unleash the Beast trying to work on Super Prince, forcing out the Brusco's flicker as well as Kirk trying to zone out Aurora. King Kong, look at his position. They might go for an engage, but Aurora says we have to walk back.
That was a great play from King Kong, I feel. The way he was able to surprise Aurora MLBB, forcing Red J to use the Way of the Dragon away instead of as a setup. So now they regain control over the objective, and
sandwich play, this time gonna connect on to Dominkite, a much needed kill for ONIC as Edward goes in right after. Three gets tunned down and get caught. Edward has to retreat, and ONIC, this is the ONIC we know, the aggressive type ONIC that can easily take control of the game.
Yeah, now with a much better and more competitive draft against Aurora. Seems like the chip question was answered this time around. It's ONIC having a much better time.
Another shortcut play, but this time to get the turret up top. ONIC making quick work of everything that they see, but this time we're so used to King Kong. Wait, Red J trying to poke out Brusco and Super Friends, gonna commit the flicker Way of the Dragon, and this time bursts down Super Friends. A huge play for Aurora.
Yeah, got Super Friends with his pants down, didn't have the flicker available for him. And now Aurora. I've said that so many times, and you guys are like the first to actually laugh at it, you know?
We appreciate the humor.
No, it's not just that, it's like, alright, cool.
No, it's because...
You guys are young.
No, it's the first time I heard of it. So.
Really? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, they got Super Friends, and that's the analysis. Back to you.
I won't repeat whatever he said before.
Two Nether Realms gonna be casted for both of these teams. Who's gonna fall down first? King Kong working on Ryder J. Ryder J managed to stay alive, but Jin couldn't do. Edward caught up in the middle, brings Kirk to the side of Aurora. He's stuck. He uses the AOG to walk away. No casualties once again, but action is non-stop. Now they're trying to work on Edward. Not going to use the Shadow Stampede to pull him further as Aurora will secure this turtle.
Wait. I think he was actually trying to pull him, but Edward got into the part of the wall where it was too chunky.
Okay, Retribution battle. This time Demon Kite secures it, but Kelra picks off Demon Kite, forcing Aurora to retreat, and another win for ONIC Philippines.
Aurora now going to get pushed back with that other win and started to compound for ONIC Philippines. Now they are a little bit more in a better spot to invade the jungle of Demon Kite.
Yeah.
And they will be able to take his purple buff away from him.
Yeah. Imagine being Kirk and forcing out all the ultimates just to use the AOG to run away. But fortunately again for Aurora, they were still at an advantage and they were immediately able to transition into taking the objective. So It does still seem like the game is under control for Aurora despite the slight lead in Onyx hands. They're also able to find a way to respond. Like, they're not always taken by surprise, even despite the countless shortcuts, the countless teleports coming in from Onyx Philippines.
Speaking of countless, here comes a countless conceal or another conceal for the side of Aurora as they try to take down the orange buff away from King Kong.
I had to ask myself, what's a countless conceal?
No, it's another conceal, sorry.
It's another conceal. I was wondering, it's like, whoa, is that a new term? Am I getting too old? Is that a new term I'm just not familiar with?
I am Gen Z, sorry.
No, don't apologize.
Am I Gen Z?
No,
I
you're
actually
not.
don't know.
Me neither.
Maybe you're millennial.
You're Inan. So, by the way, Demon Cat already has a War Axe. So, that puts him into his second item only, while King Kong, since he is going to be going for the Holy Crystal, still on the way to that. He does have a 600 gold lead, though, compared to Suyo.
And this is, again, a very low-scoring game. 8 minutes in, we've only seen 5 kills across the map. So we see how carefully they decide to go with their decisions. And ONIC Philippines on the lookout for all the possible trades for them to maximize or increase the lead and control that is in their hands. But the Lord will be spawning on the opposite side of the map. And she will spot out Brusco. So let's see who gets position first.
Even if it's a low UA gets the Y1. Even if it's a low kill score for it, I mean, the action's non-stop. So the credit really goes to the mid laners, Super Friends and UA for delivering the Nether Realms right on time, saving the damage dealers of their respective teams. But this time, UA picks up a Y-Walk, so we could see them try to go for another conceal play. Renjay starts things off, gets the vision that they need up against ONIC.
Okay, so traditional 4-1 split forces Demon Cat to go up top to handle that minion wave, while King Kong will be here. Are they going to try to force something? King Kong needs to get his orange buff first. So we're going to live or die by the team fight. That's the next big thing that we're looking for here.
Aren't you used to it? I mean, this is the Philippines.
Oh my goodness, Demon Kite and Renegade look scary up top.
Yeah, I mean, if people who are incredibly attractive are very Latina, this scoreline is very Filipino.
This entire game.
I should cast with you guys more. You guys laugh at my jokes more.
Yeah.
Remember, you're on fire. I swear, even during match number 1, you were spurting jokes.
No, even in the match
right?
number 2, I was laughing.
That's because we love you, right?
Yeah.
Don't make me cry.
Okay,
won't.
maybe later.
Aurora.
That sounded terrifying. Please don't.
No. Like, what? Tears of joy! I mean...
Okay, good spot right now for these two, although the joy is not here. Aurora has a numbers advantage.
Again, you is still holding on to that white walk. The moment you see Renegade just connect with Jin Kundo and Way of the Dragon combination, they can go all in with the Y walk that Yue has. But again, Superfit has the advantage with Nether Realm, so Onyx still basically on driver's seat.
So they kind of position themselves too, but Definata does not connect. Oh, okay, there goes Kirk.
Okay, Kirk onto the back line with an AOG, gonna connect, but the Nether Realm is just too much for Onyx as they burst down Demon Kai right on time. The objective will fall in the hands of the King of the Jungle, sending Aurora flying home.
Oh! Kelra, you are a god! They still got him, and with a bit of divine intervention, the gods have found a way to crack this game open as Demon Kite was knocked up by the Lord, knocked up by the AOG, and caught by the chip.
That was the perfect timing for ONIC Philippines. They engaged in a team fight where Yue was unable to secure an ultimate away from ONIC Philippines, not even the Nether Realm. So even when we thought that Kirk might have been the first to fall, that was enough time. The Nether Realm immediately followed, and Aurora, that was the moment they were taken by surprise. And now they are the ones who will have to defend against ONIC Philippines.
AOG again detonates onto the top lane to zone out the members of Aurora. Renegade triple man knockup, gonna connect onto Super Friends as Kingo works on the back line. Demon Guy desperately trying to save Yue, and Edward picks up a kill onto Super Friends. King Kong exchanging Renegade, and Edward will fall down. Another shortcut coming in from Brusco, the Lord marching onto the top lane. 5 members of ONIC are still here. Here comes King Kong, here comes Kilro. Mega kill for the god in the gold lane. Yue left alone to defend it. ONIC wants to go to game 3.
why walk inside the base? Just provided additional targets for the base to lock on, and enough time for ONIC to equalize the series.
Why walk when you got a shortcut? ONIC Philippines forces game number 3. And yeah, this is what we pretty much expected and wanted from this series. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And now, all our audience are more than happy to be supporting their favorite teams tonight.
That's two.
I mean,
Now 1, now 2, now 3. We got 3.
three games. Clearly, the fans are getting what they deserve with the tickets bought, and oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
You know, with the 3 games, feels like you follow a theme with it. Game number 1 was all about hustle.
Yeah.
Aurora hustled them. Game number 2, you stick around your chip, stick around your Faramis, that's loyalty. So in game number 3, we're gonna see respect. We're just gonna see some of the best picks of both, and everyone's gonna be like, yeah, no excuse, you got your best pick,
Yep.
and then we're just gonna fight.
Yeah, basically, let's skip the banning phase.
Yes.
No banning phase. We respect your good players, your good heroes. Let's pick them all.
What we don't get.
You guys probably thought you've already seen enough respect. The 4-man bans on Super Prince and whatnot. But it doesn't end there, and that will not stop ONIC Philippines. So this is a really close match or series we're seeing. This is why we call it the star match. This is why we have that video. This is why we have that intro. This is such a sight to see. And so who will be our MVP? Okay. Solo Kid. I mean, he said that in the checkmate, right?
Yeah.
Whoa. 6-0.
6-0-4. Ah, yeah, definitely. It's a
Deathless.
perfect game here. Actually, that's one of the difficult parts about the Aurora lineup is that other than the show, really, the Irithel is going to be a little bit too slippery to catch, especially with a Purify on it. It's not going to be the easiest time around. Usually what you'd want to see is to have a mid laner that has the reach to be able to poke the mid laner from afar to force resources out of them. But since they played with the Valentina, which was still the right call and a pick that I 100% approve of, Aurora just were not able to catch the Irithel, and ONIC played incredibly well around the chip.
Yeah, I mean, imagine getting out of the Y walk and then just using the heavy crossbow to run around the team fight that's happening. So you would have to just pay attention to what. I mean, you don't know what you should be paying attention to anymore. If you're Aurora MLBB, you'd just be surprised. Everyone's coming out of the Y wall, and then you suddenly have to lock on a particular target, but you can't even afford to do that anymore. I mean, look at this. Even Dominic, he was so surprised. And naturally, we've been saying that the Irithel, as a very high mobility marksman, isn't the best kind of matchup for a Granger, especially when it comes to these particular points in the game. So there you see it.
I mean, just looking at how the game went, I still want to give my flowers to Red J, because again, he was still able to find those amazing angles, those amazing kicks to the proper targets, not to mention the kicks onto Kellera, even the one Super Fritz onto the middle lane. But ONIC was just really relentless in how they wanted to avenge their loss in game number 1. At any given moment, the Y-Walk is available. They're not. Brusco's not going to hesitate to cast it. They're going to go all in, even casting the final Y-Walk, just so Super Fritz could be in the picture for the final push. And that's the ONIC everyone was waiting to see.
Yeah, and for some reason, the way of the
Dragon
or the ultimates coming in from Renjay, it felt a little delayed in terms of like the timings in which he decided to use them in every team fight. It's either his teammates weren't entirely ready, or it was used just to push or move a member away from chasing after his teammates. So I didn't feel like it was really used in the same way we've probably seen it earlier, that was constantly catching the opponents off guard and looking for a setup for his teammates.
Yeah, at the same time, picks aside, ONIC Philippines, it really just one of those scenarios wherein they played a really good game around the hero that's like built a surprise, with the chip, with the Faramis together, and it's such a strong combo because with the Faramis, if the Faramis goes down before the chip uses the shortcut, that's fine. If the Faramis is going to get back quickly with his passive anyways, and Super Prince didn't have a lot of deaths on him, then Brusco can use the shortcut, already start the fight, and then suddenly Prince is back in the thick of it already.
Yeah.
He's back in the action. So it's a really strong combo to have the Chip and the Faramis together. That's a new realization.
I could count the number of times where Prince was taken out, but he was
Back.
back.
Yeah, just like,
Pass.
oh, it's like, oh no, I'm dead. Hello.
It's like the maximum death timers I've seen from Prince was 5 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
And it didn't matter, really, for ONIC Philippines. So it was a great approach towards playing against Aurora.
Yeah, and we said the same thing about Aurora earlier. They had a great approach to playing up against ONIC Philippines. It was a great draft. Again, they broke the team fighting of ONIC. This time around, ONIC just showed some of their best strengths. However, again, we have to add a little bit of a, not really an asterisk, but acknowledge the fact that a little bit of divine intervention. The Lord knocked up Demon Kite there in the end, right when Kirk was already charging up the AOG, so the Gather Kajak caught him in the very tail end of his ultimate, already knocked up by the Lord.
Everything just fell into place for these two teams right here. But don't forget that we have the Athena Cup coming soon. This is an exclusive league for female pro players and the official qualifiers for the MLBB Women's Invitational.
The tournament will take place from March 7th to May 27th, so let's all support this growing league that empowers more women to be in esports.
Okay, I'm so excited for this.
Are you joining?
Fellow women.
Yeah.
What? Did you ask me? Am I joining?
I'm so excited for my fellow women.
Yeah, let's go.
Why did you say that as if you were unsure about the statement?
No.
Are you? I was about to say, yeah, you're excited for it. That's like more casting days for you.
Yeah, so I hope to see those or the competitive female gamers we see out there. We have a lot here in the Philippines, that's for sure. Even sister teams of some of the most well-known franchises.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some ONIC Philippines all-time stats right here. So do we see here the long winning streak? Nah, this is way back. It's actually way back.
Again, these are the list of the longest win streaks in MPL PH history. Of course, Fnatic ONIC PH went 13-0 last season. Aether Main had 12, and of course, Echo and Blacklist International leveled at 11. As an organization, ONIC PH, they are 56.62% win rate in games, while it's a 61% win rate in matches. That's even counting the time where ONIC PH sort of dipped a little bit, but even during that time, they were consistently in the playoffs. They were always, although just eliminated in the first round, but well, eventually got to the point where they became champions and world champs.
It's clearly a much decorated organization that continues to exceed expectations. We could expect all these stats to just keep on increasing and just really continue to dominate the PH scene so far. But again, Aurora might be the greatest hurdle so far for ONIC Philippines, because when was the last time you said ONIC Philippines Game 3?
I mean, even TNC yesterday, right, was about to become a threat to ONIC Philippines. So at this point, I'm not entirely sure. But if they do break their very own record and go 14-0 this season, which a lot of us think could have happened last season, but didn't. So
They make the mashup.
I didn't even say it because I thought you didn't want to hear it.
I will say, my job is to be able to remember things that people either choose not to remember or just don't remember. I choose to remember it for you.
And even if you don't want to, because that's his job. So, Game 3 side selection update. Aurora this time will go back into the blue side, which has been the lucky side for these teams for the series at least. So, I'm not sure if ONIC will still allow the same patterns to happen because they probably learned from it. But then if it were ONIC Philippines, has it been 3? Oh, no. It hasn't been 3 Joy games in a row. It's just been the last game.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go back to Redmar's point, wherein Game 1 was all about
Hustle.
Game 2 was all about loyalty and
This was all going to be all about respect.
Respect, and during the draft, you have to respect the main heroes that gave each team's problems, specifically for Aurora. I mean, for ONIC, the Shushin of Yue.
Yeah.
And for ONIC, I mean, no, for Aurora.
You're doing some Steiner math right now.
Which was, well, for you, who gave Aurora the hardest time with ONIC's pick?
Well, game number 1 they won, so not really.
I mean, game number 2, was it Chip or
Was it the Joy?
Was it the Joy? Was it the Faramis?
Yeah, they could respect the Joy this time
I think,
around.
yeah.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
So if you're ONIC, if you're Aurora, respect the Joy of ONIC. If you're ONIC, respect the Jushin of Aurora.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's what Aurora did in game number 1. They banned out the last ban, the third ban.
The Joy,
Joy,
yeah. Yeah, with Selena Loyi Joy for their bans earlier. If you look at the stats right now for Kelra, all-time games played 341. He is fourth in total amount of games played.
Wow.
The total damage dealt
18
billion.
I wish I could convert that to
Actual money.
actual money.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
18 million.
18 million.
Just
Hey, Brigida, what would you do with 18 million?
buy a house?
In this economy? Where are you buying it?
We can. Oh, in the province. So
Oh, no, yeah,
well,
that's
no,
true.
so
You know what I would do?
What?
I would build my own female team and join the Athena League.
Oh wow. Thank you for bringing it up again. So my
Yeah.
fellow women, don't forget to join the Athena League because that might be your chance to join the Women's Invitational as well.
Yeah.
So you will be able to fly alongside. I mean, recently, right? We've seen Omega Empress
Yeah,
too. They
went
were able to
to-
visit China, and then with the recent
They also
MWI.
they won MWI in Riyadh.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Philippines, so
I don't know if anyone from Team Vitality is watching this, but shout out to Team Vitality. Y'all know you guys are close to my heart. But I'm a fan of Team Vitality. It's for real.
I just remember.
I'm a big fan of
Who are you
Vitality.
closest with? Who are you closest with?
Okay, I'm not really actually close with anyone.
Okay.
But I'm a fan of Shell. I like Shell.
Yeah,
She's a great goal laner.
Agree.
I could remember like the way Rimmer was talking about how much he was a fan of Team Vitality back
I have
then.
their jersey. Do you have their jersey?
I don't.
I'll make sure I'll help you get one.
Okay.
100%.
I have the Omega episode.
Since you are their fellow woman.
I also have one.
No.
You're not a fellow.
No, Egan, no.
Unfortunately, no. All right.
There's the respect you were asking.
See, I
for,
told you.
Mark.
See, you thought I was kidding. And
Hustle,
yeah, I wasn't just making a John Cena joke.
hustle, loyalty,
Look, that's all respect bags. Selena, Loyi, Joy, respect.
Okay, let me
Juicy.
think about
See,
I thought Fanny was gonna slip away.
Yeah,
oh,
no, it's not. See, that's
said
all
it was
respect. So now, Aurora, are you gonna pick up the Joy? Excuse me, the Suyo.
Yeah, it's the Suyo. Probably. I heard the Eve.
Oh, that's a swerve. That is an ONIC ID tactic.
Wait, so
And ONIC PH should know how to deal with this.
I mean,
so they
and
can't
now-
get the Suyo.
Suyo Granger, I mean, if you're Harith, if you pick Harith, you don't want to play around the real world manipulation. So, Granger Suyo.
Or maybe pick it third?
Granger Hylos. Or Suyo. Granger Suyo.
Granger Suyo.
Wait, what was
Yeah.
that? Oh, the
Suyo.
Suyo.
And
Harith.
Oh, of course, yeah. Pure power. And now Aurora will actually have to think about a Jawhead potentially coming up for ONIC. Because if you have the Jawhead, Suyo, Harith together, they will not care about the Eve at all.
Yeah.
But that means Kirk has to end up with a pretty beefy EXP laner. The Phoveus is open for Edward. They won't pick it. It's going to be an Alpha and an Eve together, and they pick up the Grangers for range. So ONIC might actually end up with a lineup that's very divey against a lineup that has hella range.
Yeah, will they still opt to go for the Gatot Kacha even in this kind of situation? Or could they potentially opt to go for other picks as well? But if ever Aurora does get their hands on that though, that would be the AOG and the real world manipulation all in one lineup. So instead they just get the Farsa. Oh.
A good trade range for these two. Good option right now. I think if ever ONIC don't want to play the CC, they can ban out the CC, then pick up the Lucas for themselves. It's the fourth pick. think that'll be a very good sturdy pick for them if ever they do decide to pick the Jawhead, and it is open for them. You have to acknowledge that the best roam picks right now for Brusco, Kali, Cho, both still open as well.
What if they do actually go for the Cho? But, I mean, if they do pull off the early game, that would be great for them. But if in the long run, I'm looking at other options as well.
They ban on the Fulvius. I think Cho would be really good for Brusco here, considering that Aurora won't have the, how do you say this, hard crowd control in the center of the map, since they have the Eve with them.
On the other hand, it seems like they're limiting Edward's options right now. So, could the Edith be next? Or
CC.
Has, I don't think we've seen Edward on the Lucas just yet, right?
What? Edward on the Lucas? Game 2?
Yeah, we just saw that.
Yeah.
Actually. So that's also still possible.
Yeah, again for Aurora, because they banned out the CC. But unless ONIC goes for it for
But then that means ONIC can just pick up the Lucas in the fourth. But then if they do pick up the Lucas, they'll lose out on the Cho.
As we're seeing it right now, like I don't see any setups just yet for Aurora, so they
solved their problems.
So in terms of the trade, it becomes Gatot, Edith, Hylos,
Glue?
Glue. I was forgetting about that
no one uses the Hilda anymore too.
Yeah.
Compared to yesterday where Hilda was picked 3 times.
At the first base. Okay. So what would be the last ban for Aurora here? Is it another XP lane or wait, what? There's a Tigreal. Oh. Looks like so it's they got the
Good ban. Good call, Brenda.
So now do they go for the Jawhead route?
Jawhead.
Yeah, it's a tough choice.
Tig.
Yeah.
Cho.
Whoever you the last pick Tig, I like Cho fourth. But Jawhead can be taken by Aurora, and Jawhead and Alpha together are going to be an absolute nightmare. Whoever they do decide to roll with it, because we're running out of really tanky EXP laners.
Or Gatot. I mean Khalid.
Khalid.
Like that's additional.
Edith, and I think that's what's really going through their minds right now.
Oh, okay.
They go for Gatot Kacha.
I mean, they still have an option to pick with whatever you mentioned for last.
Cho.
Yeah.
I would like an Edith Tigreal.
Yeah, for the Hitman run. Oh.
Just pick for Aurora, because right now again Onyx very divey except for the Farsa. But you will eventually get to the Farsa as long as you mess up the front line. The ones that dive in, the Harith, you mess up the Gato, the Suyo.
Wait, I heard Edith.
Hylos.
They go for Hylos instead. Okay, so they go for the Revitalize at the center of the map.
So will it be the Cho or the Tigreal? They can get it for themselves, or
Khalid.
or the Khalid. Because like you'd want the tanky heroes really to soak up the damage too.
Yeah, and it's gonna be tough to go chip again because that Alpha will melt you. It's gonna be forcing the
someone has high mobility too. That couldn't be easily caught in the real world or the Sphere of Alpha.
The tough thing right now for ONIC is that they're very all-in. They're not made for longer team fights. Aurora's lineup with the Granger and the Edith can survive long team fights. So maybe something to balance that out, something that can do that as well.
Okay.
It was the Cho.
Okay, we just go for the Cho.
Why did that feel a bit anticlimactic? I don't know.
I want to put it as anticlimactic. I think considering that we are in the third game right now, we're just like really overthinking a lot of things. In a good way, I mean, in a good way.
I mean, I was hoping to see the quick sand guard. Like after you get poked, the quick sand guard just to and then you go right back again. But at least right now there's more of an element of surprise. Just the same mobility too.
The Kali then got the Kasha together are tried and tested when going up against a lineup that has something like the Eve. But I think ONIC might actually be considering that they didn't want to be too all in. They
Brother Sammy.
this fun roll.
Much. I can feel just
Position first, but Bruce does have that shortcut, but no ONICs are all here. Okay.
it's tonight.
Wait,
That's happening. So you would have to.
yeah, every
Towards
Really.
I mean,
I very wrong.
number 3, winner.
of the Purify. Nonetheless, going up against Aurora MLB. So this is it. This is game number 3. Who among these two teams will take the win in this star match?
Grand Finals rematch. What can you expect but a game number 3? Winner takes all. Right now, I just have to ask: is Hylos
Wait.
honestly a viable option for the role?
It's a EXP show, by the way.
Oh,
And
oh.
yeah, Hylos is definitely a thing, considering that I think both of them decided to go for Revitalize in the center of the map to supplement their mid laners a little bit more. Oh,
Wait, Dominic's so low.
yeah.
That's a quick rotation coming in from Brusco too, by the way.
We're gonna have to see how Kirk will be handling it. It seems like Edward will be behind in terms of the rotation.
Yeah.
It's too crazy with the emblems as we saw it. So we might be waiting up until the first turtle to see some action happen all throughout the map. No little things that'll eventually way manipulation, but Kirk is getting out of lane more frequently compared to the Edith.
Yeah, and Digmatite's probably still taking his time. In the meantime, farming and not unless he is accompanied by his other members too. Although you really would want to play aggressively in the early game as much as possible with this lineup. But it seems like all routes are being closed or watched by ONIC Philippines right here.
They're putting a lot of pressure onto Aurora, especially onto the river. And again, the mobility that Kirk has clearly is working wonders for them. Aurora is out of position for the very first turtle fight.
Yeah, Edward's already left forward. Kirk has to go to the minions first. This might actually be good for Aurora. Sonic Philippines are still better than Keller versus Dominic.
Oh, Salmon Force, Dominic has not yet level 4 and Kelro wins it!
I can hear it. I can hear it.
I can hear it already! Solo kill! To extend their lead, here comes a Demon Kite with Spear of Alka, gonna connect on to Kirk, and they're gonna burst down Brusco, super friend with the feather, and trying to zone away Aurora as ONIC trades instead for the turtle.
So with the zone, but looks good for Aurora. They can keep moving forward.
Yep, they get a kill on the bottom lane, another kill, Suva that's traded, but they also have the turtle. So clearly, ONIC are leading so far.
Open for them.